Good morning. Welcome to another great episode of Rad Dad Toolbox. Today I have something really special for you. We're going to compare and check and find out all about how to buy a truck for cheap, and do you really need a truck payment that's as much as a house payment? I don't think so. So let's get to it. All right, today's episode is not on this little beauty, this little Ranger that I use daily for my driver. It's a nice little truck. That'll be in a future episode. No, sir, it is not about that. So let's get rid of this sucker. Today's episode is about this beast versus this beast. This beast is $50,000, $60,000, $80,000 plus. It's an F-350 Platinum. It's got all the toys on it. It's very, very expensive and very, very nice. This truck is not very expensive, but it's still really nice. This is a daily work truck that I use, and it's not too shabby. And you know why? Because it's got a V10, it's got big wheels and tires and four-wheel drive, it's an F-250, and it doesn't look too shabby. And the best part, I only paid $4 grand for this little sucker. It's a great truck. We're going to be doing a head-to-head test drive and comparison, value for value, dollar for dollar today with the F-350 and the F-250 for $4 grand. Let's start with the big bad F-350 and its 6.7 liter Power Stroke diesel. Now that's a motor. Look at that big ominous grille. It's got 4 doors. It's got luxurious brown saddle leather that says Platinum on the seat. Woo! It's got room for a small army in here, and it still says Platinum even on the back seats, and it even has heated back seats. Everybody needs that, right? Let's take this for a drive. Starts up nice, very nicely appointed. We have all the controls on the steering wheel. We have a killer Sony sound system with speakers in the corners and all throughout the doors and in the entire back seat, and it's beautiful sound. It also has Ford's awesome sync system. It has electronic four-wheel drive. It has dual climate control. It has Bluetooth. It has HD. It has a killer amp. It has heated and cooled seats, and frankly, I don't give a dang. If it has cooled seats, I'm driving it. So it's nicely appointed. It has everything, including a sunroof. Everybody needs a sunroof, right? All right, let's take this thing for a little drive and see what we think. Listen how quiet that modern Power Stroke is. The old ones used to clickety-clack and you'd have to turn them off in a drive-up. This one, it's quiet enough I can go through a drive-up, and really that's what's important, isn't it? Ford, it does a body good. Big wheels and tires. It's the Platinum. Whoa. It's got a spray-in bed liner. It's got a power rear slider. It even comes with a Ducks Unlimited emblem. Backup camera. It's got a backup camera right in there. It tows monster weight. It's a Super Duty. Yeah, baby. It's got backup sensors so you don't crash into stuff. It's got a backup camera, sweet sister Lizzie. And let's just face it, it's a really nice truck inside. It's got power folding mirrors, heated mirrors I might add too, and they're big for hauling. All automatic windows, of course, one touch, gotta have those. Shoot, this beautiful steering wheel, leather wrapped with wood grain accents, is even heated for my freezing cold hands in the winter. Aww. Okay, we're gonna take this big bad boy for a drive, the Power Stroke 6.7 liter. Let's take it for a little cruise, see what we think. All right, here we go. Up a row. Okay, I feel power, I feel torque. Kind of shaking the camera there is what I feel. So let's see how she does on the open road. First thing I notice is it's very strong, very powerful. I could light up those tires, it feels like. Very strong. Okay, I've set the cruise here. Well, actually, I'm setting it right now, let's be honest. There we go, setting the cruise. We're just cruising down the lane here. Beautiful day today. Probably ought to buckle my seatbelt. All right, seatbelt fastened. First thing I notice is it's very quiet in the cabin, even though it's got that big bad diesel, putting out 400 horsepower and 800 foot-pounds of torque. Basically enough torque that you could turn the earth on its axis. It's what everybody needs, right? Diesels are way more efficient. I get anywhere from 13 miles per gallon to up to 20 or 21 if I go nice and slow at about 65, 70 even, it'll get close to 21 miles per gallon. So right now, we're averaging about 14 and a half. Not too shabby for a 7,000 or 8,000 pound truck. One of the benefits of diesel. Ding. Okay, let's take it up to speed here and see how it feels. Okay, cruise is set. We're just putting along here on a kind of a highway, doing about 60. Notice it's nice and smooth. It's quiet. Again, not a bad truck, but you would expect that out of a truck that costs $50 to $60 to $70 to $80,000 plus to drive. Again, this is the price, if you don't pay cash for it, of a small house payment every single month. House payment. Is that what you really want? If it is, great. If it isn't, save the money. Okay, we are headed back now to drive the economy version Super Duty and see just how it compares. Let's see just how it compares. Oh yeah, and one last note. I know all you haters out there are gonna say, oh, there's no way you get 20 or 21 miles per gallon. Actually, there is at a constant 65 or 70, but I must emphasize, if you tow, if you use a truck as a real truck and use it for daily work, pulling and towing and hauling, you're not getting 20 or 21 miles per gallon. You might even get as low as 11 or 12 towing a heavy load with the Power Stroke. I average between 13 and 20 depending on the load. The F-250 Super Duty has a pretty ominous grille. It also comes free with a dent. It's got fog lights, or driving lights, just like the big bad F-350 Platinum. It's got semi-nice wheels and big tires, just like the F-350 Platinum. Unlike the F-350 Platinum 6.7, this has a 6.8 liter Triton V10 single overhead cam, a fantastic motor. F-250 Super Duty. It has a big bad Triton V10 motor. These things have been known to last 350, 400,000 miles. They put out a fair amount of horsepower, which I'll show on the screen here, and a pretty robust torque figure as well. It has 4 doors, enough to carry a small army. It has power windows and mirrors. The seats, although not leather, are in really, really good shape. And oh dang, it doesn't say platinum on the headrest. I hate it when that happens. Nice leg space, big spacious back seat, and a manual slider window. Dang, I hate when I have to move that myself. It has dirty Ford stainless steel Nerf bars or step bars. Doesn't have a sunroof. Has 168,000 miles. It has cruise control that actually works. It has intermittent wipers. And there's the rest of the cruise control. It came stock with this lovely leather wrapped steering wheel cover to make it look like new again. It comes with a trailer brake. Sweet. This one has manual hubs, but once you've shifted the manual hubs, you can simply shift it into 4 high or 4 low from the cab. Makes it kind of nice. Of course, the most important accessory on any big truck, drink holders. It has a nice center console with more drink holders. Sweet. It has a really nice disc changer. What's a disc? What's a changer? Actually, it has a great stereo, it has a great amp, and it punches some pretty great sound. Now, I've modernized this truck with my very expensive $18, kidding, $18, okay, $18. I've got a Bluetooth sound system that will play my iPhone music, and for $18, check this out. I converted this old truck to where it can play my Apple Music and its hand-free speakerphone. Thanks, Amazon. All right, it's time to take the big bad V10 Triton F250 Super Duty for a little drive. All right, before leaving the dock here, I do notice something really nice. It's extra quiet. Now, it's a gas engine versus a diesel engine. The diesel engines, although they've really made them quiet with high pressure, high fuel rail systems in them to really shut them up, the V10 is still very quiet. In fact, I don't think you can hear it running. Why don't you listen? Okay, you can hear it running, barely. Let's take this for a drive. All right, down the lane we go, and I do have my seatbelt on this time, so you don't have to listen to the dang chime. Bing! All right, let's see how it feels. First thing I notice is it's very quiet, it's very smooth, and if I step into it, it wants to go. Very nice drive. We're just putting around town here now. We'll take it out on the highway and see how it does there. I'm gonna go ahead and set the cruise. We'll just putt down this road for a minute. One thing else I noticed is that hood in the truck is a little dusty and dirty. Nothing that a quick hand wash for free could fix. Okay. The other thing I notice is this truck shifts really smooth. And with 168,000 miles on it, that's a plus. One thing I know that will extend the life of this transmission is about every 25,000 miles to do a drain and fill. Not a flush, that can ruin a transmission, but a drain and fill. Simply drain the fluid and refill it again, which I've done to this particular truck. Okay, let's take it up to speed here. Cruising along nicely here. Again, it's quiet, it's strong, it's relatively smooth. Now, if you're expecting a Lexus quality ride on an F250 or an F350, you're going to be very disappointed. But this is a smooth, confident ride, little on the firm side, obviously because either one of these trucks can tow 10,000 pounds plus, and in the case of the Power Stroke, I believe it's rated at approximately 18,000 pounds. So because they carry a lot of weight, they have a very thick spring pack and overload springs to support that weight. So the trade-off is you get a little firmer ride, but not a bad ride at all. In these big comfortable bench seats, not only are they comfortable, they'll sit one extra person because the console folds up. So this is a 6-person hauler. This can haul 6 people is because this folds up, gives us another seat and another seat belt. Okay, we'll head home and do a final summary and cost analysis of the F-250 Super Duty 2001 versus a modern Power Stroke 6.7 F-350 Platinum. Back to the house. Okay, some final notes on the F-350 Platinum versus the F-250 XLT XL. This truck drives really smooth and is very strong and will pull 18,000 pounds plus. This truck drives very smooth and very strong and will pull 10 to 12,000 pounds plus. This one gets 13 to 20 miles per gallon. This one gets 10 to 15 miles per gallon. But you could buy a whole tanker full of gas for the price difference. There's pluses and minuses to both these trucks, but more pluses than minuses. Both trucks can do exactly what you need them to do. It just depends on what you want to spend. Remember, this can be a house payment. This can be cash. So guys, thanks for joining me today. At the end of the day, it's really your decision, but for me, I like to save money. You know, saving money is good because then you can have savings, you can have vacations, you can have money to spend on other things. And too often I see people out there driving these big, beautiful trucks or cars for that matter, and they spend a small fortune on them. They go into debt up to their eyeballs. You don't need to do that. Trust me on that. There's great values out there. Now, I had to hunt to buy the red Ford truck for $4,000. It took me some time, but I paid cash for it, and that's the best way to go. A sticker of $82,000, $82,004. Why $4? I don't know. But it was a Canadian. Those are Canadian dollars. It went to Ontario when it was originally purchased, and it had virtually every single item and option that you could possibly get on it. In fact, it was a special order. Now this was $82,000, but I didn't pay that. No, no, no. I paid $37,000 US for that truck. And that I will save for another episode to delve in just a little deeper, but you never, ever buy a car brand new or a truck brand new because there's so much depreciation. Now this Platinum, I paid less than half of that for this Platinum. I paid $37,500. Now this truck was essentially in new condition when I bought it. It has the black metallic tuxedo paint job on it, which I really like. I added these big wheels and tires. I added a lift, but even with that money, I paid less than half the MSRP for this Platinum truck. And you can do the same thing. Be smart with your money. Don't pay new prices, ever. Just another side note on what I paid for this truck. Now it had 80,000 miles on it when I bought it. Actually, it had 79,500. Remember, it's a diesel. Diesels are designed to go 500,000 miles plus with some really good maintenance. And the other thing was it was relatively new. It was only 2 years old when I bought it. And the only way to get to those kind of miles is by cruising down the highway in your tallest gear, which is very easy on the motor. In fact, it can be 50% of or less of actual stop and go traffic driving like you would do in a little Honda CRV or a Suburban, a mom car, a soccer car. Those are harder miles. When you're cruising down the highway, that motor is just lugging. And so I thought 80,000 miles, it looks brand new, it has everything on it I want, and it's less than half the price that it was new. bing, I'm on it. So be smart with your money. Now for me, I like to save money. I really do. I don't like to spend money that I don't need to spend. And in this case, you know, you think of the F-250 and the black F-350, the price difference could be $45,000, $50,000, $60,000. And why would you spend that difference? You could buy a whole tanker full of gas for the mileage difference on the F-250. It's just really a matter of need, and it's a matter of being practical. Because if you save money, you can go on vacations. You can buy cars cash. You can buy that big screen TV cash. And check this out, crazy idea, you can have savings. Savings. Now, if you don't need that big bad pulling power and horsepower and torque, you can get something like this. This is a nice little 2002 Ford Ranger FX4 XLT. It's got all the goodies on it. And this you might pay $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 for. I paid much less, go figure. I will do another complete episode on this truck and show you what I bought it for and why I bought it. And of course, I'll bet you'll know that it was a great value and I paid very little for it. So again, thanks for joining me today on Rad Dad Toolbox. I hope you found this helpful. Please subscribe if you haven't, and please smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. I really appreciate that. And oh, by the way, don't forget to check the notification bell, because then you can get my other videos or get notifications when my other videos come out. Everything from how to shave like a boss to how to fix your iPhone in less than 5 minutes, get those speakers working good, to how to change oil, how to maintain your cars, and how to do it very, very cheap, very little dinero. So thanks again for joining me. Until next time.